Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? Joey Sherkenbach is back here with another video, and in this video, we are here to talk about the game that wrapped up a couple hours ago between the Ravens and the Jaguars. Big shout out to a lot of the Jaguars fans. Shout out to the Jaguars team, fresh coming off a bye. Very, very battle-tested team. Obviously, we did not get the result we wanted, but they did. They fought till the final whistle was blown, and again, they might be 3-7, well now 4-7, but they're better than their record indicates, and they have played almost every team tough. They've only lost by 2 scores once, and that was to the Chiefs, and that was only by 10 points, and it was on the road. So again, the Jaguars, young, battle-tested team, they got the better of us today, and congrats on the win. And again, we did shoot ourselves in the foot, but hey, they took advantage of it, so what can I say? So guys, it's just, we can talk all about, one person to blame, who's at fault, who did what, but really the biggest, it's 2 words that I'm just going to keep saying, and I think I've said this in pretty much every single recap: missed opportunities. Missed opportunities. It's the same thing every week. It just we miss opportunities, I think, essentially every game, which is sometimes we get away with it. Today, we didn't. Let's talk about all the missed opportunities that I can think of, and please add, like, in the comments, if I'm missing some, please let me know, because I'm sure I'm going to miss some. But let's start with I think it was the second play of the game. We started on offense this game. First play looks great. Play action pass, hit Mark Andrews, great. Like the play call. Second play, love the play call. I think Jackson made the right decision. Going deep to Demarcus Robinson, overthrows him. It did look like Demarcus Robinson slowed up a bit. I don't really know why, but it was overthrown. Robinson was open. He got behind the defense. That would have been a touchdown and set the tone early. So instead of it being 7-0 right out of the gates, we end up getting a field goal on that drive, I think. I think we get a field goal on that drive, if I'm not mistaken. So it's 3-0, but that's already a difference. 7-0, setting the tone early versus 3-0 on an opening drive. Who cares? So that's another missed opportunity. And then, okay, we'll fast forward to the end. Actually, no, we're not going to fast forward there yet. And again, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm sure I'm forgetting things. But the red zone, just in general, it's not like a specific play. Actually, there is a specific play. The red zone in general, where we get into the red zone and we just cannot punch it in for 6. It's always been an issue, and it's every single time it happens. I don't know what the issue is, but we cannot score in the red zone. It drives me crazy. But one specific play, I think it was our opening drive coming out of the second half. A play action pass, I think we were at like the 18-yard line. Jackson looked for Josh Oliver, went off his hands. He had to kind of lob it high because there was a defender coming, so I understand why the ball was high. As a big tight end, and generally the rule is if it hits your hands, you're supposed to catch it. So Oliver, it was a tough effort. It was somewhat of a tough catch, but you got to bring that down. And that drive, we ended up getting a field goal instead. Again, blown opportunities. 3 points versus 7 points would have gone such a long way. And then a couple other red zone opportunities where we get a field goal instead of 6, and it comes back to bite us. Our red zone offense has got to be better, man. There are so many issues with it, and again, just blown opportunities. 2 more that I can think of off the top of my head. I think it was we were up 19-10. We finally scored a touchdown in the red zone, thanks to Gus Edwards, but not so much thanks to Gus Edwards. More on that in a little bit later. But anyways, I think it was, 19-10. The Jaguars were driving. It was a third down, I want to say. Lawrence sailed it downfield on the run, into coverage. Bad read, I think. He was looking for, Christian Kirk. And Geno Stone dropped the interception. Yes, he did kind of throw a rifle, and I know Stone wasn't in great position, but it went off his hands and hit him right in the chest. You got to bring that in. That was a third down. So what ended up happening? On fourth down, they converted with a pretty big play to, I think it was Marvin Jones. I forget who it was. But regardless, that was a third down. We dropped the interception, and that led to a fourth down conversion to keep that drive alive. If Geno Stone makes that interception, we get the ball back. Again, whole different ball game, but another missed opportunity. It's just the same thing over and over again. Okay, and then let's talk about the last drive. And what really is sad to me, guys, is that I really thought our defense was starting to turn a corner. The first few weeks, huge issue with the defense. We would sell in the end. We played great for 3 quarters, but then the fourth quarter, we would just absolutely fall apart. Dolphins, I mean, we never played great the whole game. That's a stretch, but we sold, especially in the end. So Dolphins, Bills, Giants, it's been the same issue where we have the defense, especially, has looked pretty good for the first 3 quarters and then just absolutely folds in the end. Could not have folded more today. It was the weirdest thing. Our defense was actually a little bit shaky in the first half. We let up 10 points. We did make a nice stand at the inside the 5 on the last drive before the end of the first half, but they scored 10 points. It wasn't our best defensive effort in the first half. The third quarter, we were excellent. They didn't score a single point in the third quarter, I don't think. But then the fourth quarter, once again, we have a 2-possession lead in the fourth quarter, and we can't pull it together. And I just, in general, I really was hopeful that we were starting to turn a corner with that. We had led going into the fourth quarter, and we had hung on to win, but not today. We fell apart. But it still was a different result. We absolutely should have won the game, and we just chose to sell. So the last missed opportunity that I can think of is, and I'm sure there are more, but the last one is first down. It was the first play that we had scored the touchdown to get back at Jacksonville. So we were now up 27-20, and it was the last drive, which turned out to be the game-winning drive for Jacksonville. And I think it was the first play of the drive. Campbell with a nice sack. Ball came out. It was a fumble, and we couldn't recover it. So the Jaguars, I think, had 1 timeout left. It was just after the 2-minute warning, I'm pretty sure. So it's a fumble, and they recover it, and we don't. So if we recover that fumble, it makes it our ball with a 7-point lead, well in field goal range, and the Jaguars only have 1 timeout left, and it's inside 2 minutes. That pretty much would have sealed the deal. I trust Justin Tucker to make that field goal. We would have gone up 2 possessions and probably would have won by 2 possessions had we recovered that fumble. But no, we don't recover the fumble. We miss out on yet another opportunity. So that's like 4 big missed opportunities. It's one thing to miss out on one opportunity. We can't keep missing out on opportunities, man. It's the same thing. And that's exactly what happened today. Missed opportunities, blown opportunities to just come back to bite us. It's been the I'm not gonna say the sole reason, but a big reason on why we are not 11-0 right now, and we're 7-4 instead. We just miss so many opportunities, man. I don't know. Every week I think, okay, we're finally going to cash in. We're finally going to cash in. We don't. We always miss stupid opportunities. And again, sometimes we get away with it, so you don't really worry about it. But the times that we don't get away with it, you do worry about it. And then you have to think, oh, we actually had missed a lot of opportunities, but we just got away with it. We didn't get away with it today. So I'm not going to pin the blame on any one person. I think several people need to be held accountable, including, as much as I love him, and you can see him wearing my jersey, Gus Edwards, obviously. Big blow to see him fumble at that point. I mean, seriously, what is that, though? Like, out of all times for him to fumble, he has to fumble there. He doesn't fumble in the first quarter when the game is just getting started. He doesn't fumble when we're up 2 possessions. I mean, that would have been costly as well, actually. But he fumbled after the Jaguars score, and we're up 2 points and need to secure a long drive to seal the game, and he fumbles on the first play. I mean, like, what is that? Granted, we got put in a tough position because Devin Duvernay decided to run a kick return out when he was pinned far in a corner. He tried to run it all the way back to the other side, and he got tackled down at like the 8-yard line. So that did not do us any favors, but it still didn't change the overall theme, and that Edwards, he was doing everything right up until the fumble. I like the call, great cutback. He was going to get a solid run, but then he got stripped from behind. Someone punched it out from behind. I don't know who it was, but Edwards, man, just bad timing. You got to take care of the football. It's one thing to, get on offense, but then have to punt. But punt, make them drive the length of the field again. Make them do that. Don't give them a short field. That's exactly why we lost the Giants game. Giants scored, and then we turned the ball over. The next drive gave the Giants a super short field, and they punched it in. You got to take care of the football, dude. It's just fundamental issues that we just keep screwing up on. I don't know what to say. There's only so much the coaching can do, and again, I do think the coaching is questionable, but it's only so much they can do when we're just missing stupid opportunities that are so easy to not miss, and we still do it. Now, it's funny because as soon as Edwards fumbled that ball. Literally, it was like a carbon copy of the Giants game. We go up 2 possessions, we finally score a touchdown, but then the Giants, or in this case the Jaguars, score, then force a turnover the next drive and score a touchdown. Not exactly what happened though. After that, the theme started to change a little bit. Edwards fumbled, but then the defense came up big there. Forced, I think it was a 3-and-out, and the Jaguars had to settle for a field goal, which made it 20-19. So they took a 1-point lead, but that left us plenty of time left. So at that point, we still very much could win the game. The game was far from over, and I still had hope that we would go on the field and score. But, well, and actually, I lied. We did. We actually did. We had a rough first play. I think it was, no, what happened was it was a 2nd down and 10, I think. And then Jackson had a nice completion. Oh, guess who? James Prochet, Mr. I don't do anything besides just take up snaps. He actually made a play for a change. But it got called back because freaking Patrick McCary got called for a hold. The holes that drive me the most crazy is the ones that don't even matter. Like, Jackson was rolling out to the right, but Carey, as a left tackle, was called for holding on Travon Walker. He didn't need to do it. Jackson was already outside the pocket. Just a completely unnecessary hold. It was a hold. It was the right call, but just stupid. And I like McCary, but man, we were missing Stanley today big time. So that negated like a 20-something yard completion to Prochet. But then, the play of the game for us anyway, that deep bomb to Deshaun Jackson on 2nd and 20. Beautiful throw by Lamar Jackson, making up for that missed throw to Demarcus Robinson early on. Beautiful route, beautiful throw, great catch, everything. Great. And at that point, I was like, oh my God, we're in field goal range. But there was still plenty of time left. So we needed to still be in attack mode because a field goal, it puts us up 2, but then the Jaguars can go down and get a field goal to win the game. So we have to, I was hoping we got to score a touchdown, and that's exactly what we did. But, and this is where there's going to be a lot of disagreements and everything. So, Josh Oliver with the touchdown, great play call, great read, all good. And we got the 2-point conversion to go up 7 points. What's the one problem? I hate saying this, man, because we did the hard part. We drove down the field and scored, okay? That's great. We scored way too freaking early, though, man. We really did. After that Deshaun Jackson play, we scored with over 2 minutes left, and the Jaguars still had like 1 or 2 timeouts left. It's too much time. And I know, hindsight, it's 2020, okay? I understand. But what happened in this, on the next drive, clearly showed that we scored too early because the Jaguars had a lot of plays inbounds and then just had to run up to the line and spike it or throw a quick out or whatever it was. We just gave them too much time. Had we used up 40 or 50 more seconds, the Jaguars would have run out of time. I mean, they would have been in more attack mode. They would have thrown more to the end zone probably, but they would have run out of time. I'm almost sure of it. We just gave them too much time. However, I want to make this clear. That does not excuse the absolute choke job by the defense. It does not excuse that. And as I said, people that need to be held accountable for this game. Gus Edwards, but we already talked about him. Marcus Peters. I think the game against Cincinnati, almost 2 months ago, I think was the best game he had ever played as a Raven. He was so good that game. Meanwhile, this game was probably the worst game he's played as a Raven. Peters had just his worst game today. He was getting cooked in coverage. I don't know if he got called for any penalties, but he let up, I think, 2 or 3 touchdowns. He wasn't on the same page with the other secondary members. He wasn't playing his zone well. And again, in man coverage, he got cooked repetitively. He gave up the touchdown to make it 27-26. And then they got the 2-point conversion, which that was not Peters. That was Brandon Stevens. But bad day for Marcus Peters. Bad day for Stevens, who I actually thought was playing okay, but he let up some plays in coverage that you just can't let up. And the 2-point conversion, too. Just bad. He got smoked on a simple out route. I mean, I don't know what to say. We trusted him to cover a guy one-on-one, and he couldn't do it. So again, we did give the Jaguars too much time. I would have loved for us to, and it's really hard to do this. Josh Oliver, man, when you're running with the ball and you're about to score, you don't think, okay, I got to get down. I can't get the touchdown here. I understand. Momentum carries you. It's really hard to get down. I understand. But if I'm really being nitpicky, what he should have done, he had a wide open out of the end zone once he got the ball, and it was a 2nd down, I think, at like the 11-yard line, but 2nd and 10, because we could have gotten another 1st down. And so what he should have done, I think, was catch it, then go down, like at the 1 or 2 yard line to get the 1st down, but not the touchdown, because that new set of downs, and we forced the Jaguars to use 1 or 2 of their timeouts anyway. We let it go past the 2-minute warning, and then we give them the ball back with a lot less time. I think that if we had to do it all over, that's what I think we should have done. But I can't blame it on him. Again, we did do the hard task of actually scoring a touchdown. That was a great drive. That bomb to Deshaun Jackson, I will never forget. Beautifully done. Our defense let us down. Our defense absolutely let us down. They need to be held accountable for this one. And really, what's really disappointing is I actually thought the pass rush was pretty good today. Not great, but pretty good. Campbell had a sack. Calais Campbell's been playing really well the past couple of weeks. Campbell had a sack. Bowser had a strip sack. Matabuke almost had a sack. Broderick Washington had a sack. Our secondary just sold today. Absolutely sold. We made Trevor Lawrence look like a legend, zipping the ball all over the field. A very disappointing day for the linebackers today. I thought Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen both did not play well today. They both were not great in coverage. They were missing tackles. Especially for Roquan Smith, I was pretty disappointed. He missed several tackles today, and that the more demoralizing part is I think that's exactly what we brought him in for. I mean, for coverage as well, but tackling. He is a guy who can tackle, or at least could. Did not tackle well today. He was missing tackles left and right. Queen wasn't horrible, but he wasn't great. And just our defense in general had a bad day, but I'm especially disappointed with our linebackers in secondary. I thought a lot of it was not good. Humphrey, of course, because he's Humphrey, was fine. But again, Peters had a bad day. Stevens had a bad day. The linebackers weren't very good. One motivating sign for the Ravens this last week was that Marcus Williams actually returned to practice. So he has like a couple week ramp up period. He won't be back for a little bit still, but that's of course a big milestone. And I do think getting Marcus Williams back will really help. He's the guy who can help with communication. He's very good in coverage, and he can help cover for corners' mistakes, which Geno Stone and Chuck Clark, as much as I love them, they're not great at doing that. Excuse me. And then, of course, we missed Kyle Hamilton today as well. He had been balling the past couple of weeks. He was inactive today because of the knee injury. Hopefully, he's back soon. One encouraging sign for him, despite not playing this game, is, he was questionable heading into the game, so that means that he at least was trying to, I think, and it meant that he was at least somewhat close. Again, he didn't play, and I know he didn't practice all week, but to say that he was questionable is at least a decent sign, and he did travel with the team. I saw him at the game today. He was, of course, in, his workout outfits and stuff, but it's a good sign that he should be back pretty soon. We'll see what happens, but, yeah, not good. We still, again, the Bengals actually beat the Titans today. That was a big win for them. We still sit atop first place in the AFC North. We're both 7-4, Ravens and the Bengals, but we have the tiebreaker because of that win earlier in the season. But we got to play better. Obviously, we can't overlook anyone, especially not. We're playing against like one of the worst teams in football next week, but I don't care, guys. We can't overlook them. We clearly can't, and today really sparks some big concern for what's going forward. The one upside out of today, as far as I know, we got out of the game healthy. As far as I know. Humphrey, late in the game, went down with an injury, but he came right back the next drive, so he should be fine. No injuries to the offensive line. I think all the running backs got out of the game healthy, so that's the one upside. I don't think there were any new injuries today, but still, a lot of issues, and the fact that we lost this game is very concerning. Oh, and I guess before I wrap this up, I'll talk about the final drive. Tucker, man, we gave him a chance, and he did everything he could. 67-yard field goal. I don't know what you expect, okay? I know he has such high expectations because he had the record-breaking 66-yarder a year ago against Detroit, and he has been so good for so long. If people are actually trying to blame Justin Tucker, like, seriously, stop. Just stop. He gave it everything he could. It was really, really close, and he never should have been in that position. Had our defense not absolutely sold the previous drive, he never would have been in that position, all right? It's just ridiculous. So, Tucker, I love you. Don't get discouraged. He still, mind you, he still had a very good game today. He got a lot of our points. He also nailed like a 55 or 56-yarder earlier in the game. So, I think Tucker deserves zero criticism. He gave it everything he could, and again, he never should have been in that position, and missed opportunities cost us this game. So, again, guys, hopefully we have another nice week of practice, and we can come out firing against Denver next week, but this team's pretty concerning if you ask me, because we're not playing great as a team, and there's just so many flaws. But anyways, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I am out. Have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. Go Ravens, man. Hopefully we can bounce back. And I want to let you know, so later tonight, I think I talked about this last week, the winter weather forecast. We're gonna take a break from football real quick and then talk about the weather. I made my winter weather forecast. It will be dropping tonight, later tonight, not too late. The video will come out tonight. So thank you all so much. I hope you can tune into that, and then I will see you all next weekend after the weather video.